Hello and welcome back at Chala. Today we are going to be making this fun Swish and Pop card with a twist. To get started, I'm going to be doing some ink blending with broken China Distress Oxide ink. I'm using my waffle flower mini mat just to hold this panel in place, and I'm covering the whole panel with the Distress Oxide ink. Then I'm going to add a little bit of splatter of water to activate that Distress Oxide and give it a little bit of texture in the background. Then I'm going to use the Swish and Pop die, and I'm going to die cut out with a 120-pound cardstock, that little pull tab, and then with this little lever arm here, I'm going to die cut that out of some acetate. The next thing I want to do is use this little kind of L-shaped die here, and typically you put it on the bottom right hand side of this card, but today we're going to use a different way. We're going to do it with a twist, and I'm going to use it on the upper part of my card. This will allow the mechanism to work from the top of the card instead of the bottom. So I'm just going to affix this to the panel of my card with some washi tape, and that'll allow me to run it through my die cut machine without moving. As you can see now, we have some 4 of those holes on the top, and I'm going to put together this little Swish and Pop mechanism. I'm going to put a brad through the pull tab, pull arm there, and then I'm going to put it through the bottom hole of the little swish arm. And then I'm going to open that up. It's a little tricky. Sometimes you have to use a little pokey tool to get the hole through it, but now the next part you want to do is put a brad on the top hole of that. And then once you get that through, you can go ahead and affix that to your card panel. I'm going to use the second hole from the left. You can choose whatever hole works best to have your element move, but the second hole I think is going to work well for this, this card that I'm making today. Now I'm just going to push that through and then open that brad up, and that's as simple really simple mechanism here that we can use. And now we're just going to pull it all the way around, and we'll see that we can actually make that mechanism move. This is typically how it would work, but we're going to flip the whole thing around so that that lever arm is pointing down and the pull tab is just on the left there, and you can see that now my element will be able to move from the top of my card panel. You can actually pull the arm to the right as well and have it pull on the right hand side, and you can see it still works that way as well. But for today's card, I want my mechanism on the left, so I'll be turning it to the left hand side. I've gone ahead and die cut and Copic colored these little cute roarsome critters from Lawn Fawn, and now what I want to do is affix that little pterodactyl. He's going to be my flying element in this card. I'm using just some glue dots for this. They're nice and sticky. That way, with a liquid adhesive, I'm not going to have it run over and stick to my card panel. So that's why I'm using a glue dot, and it works really well. So just go ahead and apply that to the back of the cute little pterodactyl, and then I can affix him wherever I want him to be on that little acetate lever arm. All right, now that he is affixed, I can go ahead and just give him a little try, make sure that he's flying the way that I want him to, and do any little last minute fixes. And then I can just simply go ahead and trim off that excess acetate on the bottom of that card. The next thing we want to do is add some little stoppers. We don't want him flying off the edge of the card either way. We do want him just to kind of stay focused on that card panel. So what I'm going to do is add a few little foam squares as little bumpers or little stoppers, just to kind of keep him from going off the edge of the pages. So I'll just add one to the right here, and you see that stops him from going off the edge of the page. And then I'm going to add another one on the left hand side, and that'll keep him from going too far to the left. I used the stitched rolling cloud edges to create the canopy, and now I'm going to put this pull tab die to the left hand side. That'll give us a notch in the little canopy piece for our pull tab piece. So what you want to do is line those little notches up with the pull tab and put it to the edge of that green cardstock. I had mine a little too far in, so I'll have to use my scissors to trim it out, but it'll still work just fine. Now I want to add some more of these foam adhesives to the back of this canopy piece to pop it up so that slider mechanism moves, making sure that you don't put any foam squares where that mechanism is going to slide. I've also gone ahead and stamped out my sentiment on this canopy piece. You can also have your sentiment on the bottom of the card, but I liked it on the top. Alright, so now I can go ahead and affix this down, and you can try out your slider and make sure everything moves. And I had a little foam square where I didn't want it to be, so I had to go ahead and remove that to make sure that mechanism slid properly. I've also gone ahead and adhered this panel to a slim line card base, and I've trimmed everything to make sure that it fits. The next thing I want to do is bring in my little elements. I have this craft cardstock that I cut with the hillside borders, the stitched hillside borders, and I'm having that as my little sand element on the bottom. Now I can go ahead and affix all my little critters with some Gina K Connect glue, creating such a cute little sweet scene for this little party. And these little party hats for the dinosaurs are absolutely adorable. The final step is to trim down our pull tab and add the little arrow to it. So I am just playing with it here and making sure that I have it all the way slid in to the right hand side of the card, and then I just trim off that excess with my scissors. I've die cut out the little pull tab from the same green cardstock that I made the canopy from, and again I'll just affix that with some Gina K Connect glue. Now that that pull tab has had time to dry, we can go ahead and give it a try. See that little pterodactyl fly across our screen? I think it is so adorable, and I'm so excited to give it to this special little guy in our life for his birthday. I hope you enjoyed today's Swish and Pop card with a twist. Thanks so much for joining me, and have a great rest of your day. I just want to thank you so much for spending your time with me today. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're looking for specific materials that I've used in today's video, go ahead and check out the links down below. As well, I'd really love it if you sent me some snail mail. I'm always interested to know what you guys have been up to and what you've been creating, and I'd love to share your cards on my next video. Thanks so much again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. P.S. I love you.